What's going on, guys? I'm going ahead and recording a video here. This is going to actually be a VCLT package, the first one I've actually ever received. This is coming from my man Travis. Most of y'all should know Travis already. He goes, his YouTube name is Lyrici17. I've been watching him for many years. Awesome channel. He actually just uploaded his first video back, which is like an hour long of greatness. So y'all go ahead and check him out. A long time ago, I had ended up telling him that I wanted him to recommend me some kind of synth wave or synth pop type of stuff, because he does show off a lot of that on his channel and also on his Instagram, which I'll have linked down below as well. And surprisingly enough, I just thought, at that time he was going to send me some names of some bands, but he hit me up and asked for my address and sent me some CDs. So I really do appreciate it, man. I will have a package for you. I just need to compile the stuff. What are you listening to nowadays, man? I follow you on Instagram. What you want some hardcore? You want some death metal? What do you want, man? But everything he sent me is awesome. So I'll go ahead and talk about him here. The first thing I want to start out with is this is Midnight Danger with Malignant Force. This was put out on New Retro Wave Records, and sorry I kind of said that weird. This is all new to me. So yeah, this is awesome. I love the artwork on there. It's very like 80s when I think of it. For some reason when I look at this, I just think of the video game Outrun. And pretty much what this sounds like is, it reminds me of just flat out like transitional music, or there's a scene going on and like maybe you have like kind of a little bit of a chase scene going on, and like, I don't know, like Adventures in Babysitting or something, and you got stuff like this playing in the background. It's awesome. And normally, because I don't, the things that I love this too, it reminds me of band Vulture, which Travis also showed me. A lot of times I don't feel too like comfortable playing music when I'm driving with my family, because I listen to different stuff to them. Like if I'm in the mood to listen to Cataclysm, they obviously don't want to hear that. For them, I remember being like 16 years old and putting the band Chevelle on, thinking that, well, I guess I was like 17, but thinking that this is a lot lighter, this is something that they won't mind, and it was too heavy for them and they hated it. So obviously a lot of the other things that I listened to wouldn't be like, I guess, cool to them. But I went running errands with my mom the other day, and I was actually playing this, and yeah, she ended up actually enjoying it and saying, "Oh, what's that sound like? That sounds like the 80s right there." So so Travis, you picked out a good one there. Mama approves. So this one was awesome. The one that I feel like was the most challenging for me is the one that I was actually at least familiar with the artist, and that was Aperturbator. This was put out through Blood Music. So yeah, I've heard of this band before. I've been recommended to listen to them before and known someone that is a fan of them. And for me, when I got this, I was like, okay, like cool. He's into them and all that kind of stuff. So I figured this would be, and since I guess they're the bigger artist out of these, I thought maybe this would be the one that was the, I guess, easiest to jump into. But yeah, it's not really. It's actually, and by challenging, I don't mean that it's bad in any way, but more so that it's just, I feel like it's because it's so different than everything else that he gave me, from the Midnight Danger to the next artist I'm going to show. It's very different. The songs, as you go through, they don't necessarily, like, they're all, not all of them, but most of them, they're all different compared to, of course, we get the home phone ringing right now, right? Thanks. So yeah, as I was gonna say, so this release here is the songs are so different. So you could have a song that's very like upbeat, similar to like the Midnight Danger, and it's like do 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 do, and it obviously doesn't sound like that, but in my head I'm thinking it was like do 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 do, and then you have another song that's like kind of this like more ambient style track that's very like like it's I don't know, it's really weird. I you know, I'm not this, like I said, this music's all new to me, so it's a little bit difficult for me to describe it. So if I'm, it may not make sense, but in my head it makes sense. And there's a couple tracks, like some of them that do have, you know, like vocals and stuff to them too, which is different from the other stuff that he gave me. So overall I liked it. It's just something that it's kind of like someone that's not into death metal that tries to get into death metal for the first time. You know, it's challenging for them, and they have to re-listen and kind of become acquainted with it until it clicks. And that's kind of how this Perturbator is for me, is that I like it and I enjoy it, and I've played all this stuff. A ton of what I've been listening to lately has just been this. These have been in the car with me as I've been going places, and so, well, sort of going places. We're in a quarantine. But yeah, Perturbator, it's I Am the Night, as this one is called. Now my favorite stuff here, that is Cluster Buster. So the first one I listened to was, oh no, it was this one, which is Midnight Maimer. This was put out through Future 80s Records, and it came here in a black sleeve. This is how it was released. I did a little bit of homework, and I thought that these were really cool because they come on these vinyl CDs, which I actually have some of these. So like if I ever do make someone a little mix CD, you'll get it on this, man. But awesome stuff. This really popped. Pretty much what I like to say is, like with the Cluster Buster and with this release as well, which is Knee Deep in the Dead. Awesome artwork there. Again, Future 80s Records, comes in a cardboard sleeve, and it's also on one of those kind of gimmicks here. And cool label. But this is, while similar to, I would say, the Midnight Danger, the difference with it is I feel like Midnight Danger is more, I feel like that type of sound would be something I would hear in movies, but with these I feel like I'd hear them in video games. A lot of when I was listening to both of these, I could just imagine myself playing, you know, like an 8-bit old school style RPG game, going into a dungeon, and this type of stuff playing in the background, which is awesome because I really enjoy video game soundtracks. I don't really own many because they're pretty expensive, but I have a ton of them downloaded. Like I have a whole download of like 100 plus like Super Nintendo just tracks and stuff that I listen to from time to time, and these hit that spot. These are the two that I've played the most. I'm really intrigued to check out the other stuff that Cluster Buster's done. I think I saw at least one or two other releases, and I think his most recent one was like horror related, so I think he called it like horror synth or horror wave or something like that. I kind of flipped through it on SoundCloud. So yeah, man, thanks a bunch, Travis. All this stuff is super killer. The Midnight Danger, and then the Perturbator. It's kind of weird because while I've enjoyed this stack a lot more, I'm very excited that I got this because it's so different than this stuff that it's going to challenge me, and I feel like once I kind of leap past this, it'll allow for me to just kind of accept anything within this whole synth wave, synth pop kind of realm. So yeah, man, once again, check out Travis. I do want to actually just read, he did give your boy a note ski here. So it says, hello. A while back, you asked me to suggest/get you into synthwave. Well, here we go. And then he just kind of described Cluster Buster, which is horror-themed synthwave, which I could feel, again, going into a dungeon, playing like an 8-bit style RPG game. You're in a battle. Makes sense. Perturbator, not my favorite album, but still a great one. I love the track Technor a lot, though. And then he said Midnight Danger for synthwave. Fave synthwave album ever. New album is, I'm sorry, Bran. I could see that you're trying to fit it in without the, I think it says August. Oh, August. Sent in August. Okay, cool. And I'm gonna have to check that out. And then he says, enjoy, Travis. So, yeah, thanks a bunch, Travis. This video is already a little bit too long. I got to go ahead and record the podcast. But that's going to be it for me. Subscribe to Travis. Subscribe to me if you're not already. And, yeah, Black lives always matter.